Hi everyone, Deb here. I went to JoAnn's yesterday, April 28th in the afternoon. My store is still open. It has a lot of empty aisles with them roped off. However, they still had a little bit in papercraft and more than that in jewelry, but also not as much as before. And not some of the things I was looking for, but I did get a few things. And a lot of fabric still, and a lot of trims that you have to buy by the yard, but and not too much. Well, they had ribbon, but they didn't have the lace on the ribbon that I was looking for. At least I didn't see it. But my store was still 40 to 70% off. And I think I'm going to go back in May because there's a few things like storage and maybe more buttons. And not that I need buttons, but that I would like to get and see if they're 80 or 90% off. Because that I'm seeing like Penny's Crafty Creations just did a haul and some of her items were 90% off. Yeah, not at my store. In fact, like in the jewelry, only the strung beads were 70% off and the other items on a card were still only like 50% off or 40% off or something like that. I forget. I'll tell you. I wrote all the prices down on everything except I got three trims. They were the one of them was the most expensive thing I got, even at 70% off. So I guess I'll show you them first because they're in the bag here first. Oops, sorry. So I'll go with this was the most expensive thing I bought. It is a sage green butterfly trim. And I might go back. There was a lady in front of me having fabric measured out, and she had bought a fabric I looked at. It was this shade of green, only a little darker, with orange butterflies, and I thought this would be pretty on it, but it would have to go this way. My plan was to cut these apart and also gift some. Now, the problem is there was a 2 yard minimum on all the trims, and they were 70% off, but this one was really expensive. And had I known that, I probably wouldn't have got it. Um, so it normally would have been 27.90. No, it says 70% off GOB 27.99. Anyway, normally for 2 yards it would have been 19.99. No, that's not right. Would have been 27.99. I got it for 11.99. At least that's what I think this says. So yeah. So good deal. I guess I saved $19. I don't know. I'm confused on this receipt. And then this scalloped white rose. I think that's the right one. Yeah. This one was only $2.99 at 70% off for 2 yards. Very pretty. They didn't have a lot that I liked for papercraft, but I thought this would make a nice border either on like a book top or going down a margin. Do I need 2 yards of it? No. I have a little bit of heartburn buying this stuff at these prices even because I used to go yard sailing and find some stuff like this, but you know, it's not new mostly, or it's been sitting in somebody's sewing room or craft room for a while. The lady asked me, what are you going to be doing with all this stuff? And I'm like, well, I'm a paper crafter and do some junk journals and stuff, and I'll probably use it for that. And she kind of looked at me funny, like, oh, I thought you'd be making curtains like this, because this is a double tiered trim. This was also $3 for 2 yards of this very pretty, what do they call this? SIMP, ruffled lace natural 12 yards. No, I guess that's what's on the spool. Originally $6.99. I got it for $2.99. Yeah, so anyway, that's the only lace trims I got. And no ribbon because I have enough ribbon. I would have liked the lace on the spools, but I didn't see any. And I got two other things in the fabric area. One was this fabric strips. They're bright colors, but they're all roses, and they're 2.5 inches. I thought that would be nice on books, like as a like thinner book, like maybe a composition book or something as a binding, or to sew them along the edge of a page also like a ruffle, and I can cut them in half if I want to make them thinner. So there's 20 pieces in here, 5 designs, so 5 colors basically. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Blue, green, red, orange, and yellow, 2 pieces of each. And they're normally 4. I got them for $2.40. That's 40% off. And then the only other thing in the fabric area was these. Now, I have a lot of buttons. I don't recall having red, white, and blue ones, and they're little star shaped, so I thought those would be great for Memorial Day, 4th of July coming up here in the States this year and any other year. There's 49 buttons. They were, I think, what was that, 50% off? Oh, I should, 450 would be 225. Yeah, so 50% off. So not what I would consider a super duper deal. Now, Penny, I just saw, got the little orange and black ones, and they did have one pack of those, but they were only 50% off, and I think she got hers for like 32 cents or something. I don't know. Um, I might go back in one more time in May. I asked the lady in the fabric if they knew when they were closing, and she thought somewhere in like mid to late May, probably. So anyway, um, yeah, I'll see. I'm gonna go back. I walked the whole store that was open. They had threads still, but not a whole lot. Um, didn't see a whole lot in the art department. Anyway, I'll just show you what I got. Okay, so papercraft area. I did get some paper. I'll show you that in a minute. Again, these were 50% off. These are slimline cards and envelopes in gold shimmer. And yeah, I got them for holidays, you know, to have some fancy cards and envelopes. And so I need to make some slimline cards. They're nice if you're going to be giving cash or to put a gift card in. Even you can put a slot inside your card. So the cards are the gold shimmer. The envelopes are white. I kind of wish the envelopes were the gold shimmer and the cards were white, but it's okay. So yeah, I got those. Not, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I have one more thing. I think this was in fabric. Actually, I don't think it was. I think it was near where the ribbons were, above the ribbons. And this is 40% off. But these little, it was the last pack, these little cream colored ribbons. I used to get a lot of the little flowers, like little roses that are fabric, and I have some of them, and I got them at Walmart. I don't, to me, I haven't been shopping in these stores for a while, and the prices, the starting prices seemed really high. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they come down even further. It's a sad thing that JoAnn's is closing, and I was talking to a lady who was looking at the scrapbook paper. She said she also sews, and she doesn't know where she's going to go to get fabric. She said you can get it online, but it isn't the same as walking around feeling the fabric or looking at the quality, you know, and just getting a better feel for the colors and everything too. It's not the same online, and I agree with that. Same with paper, actually. But yeah, so those I think I can get a lot of use out of. And I thought the neutral color would be good on, you know, vintagey stuff. And okay, so I guess, let's see, I'll do the other stuff first, then I'll show you the paper at the end. So the only other things I got in Papercraft other than the paper, which is only loose, they had no paper pads. I got one pack of gems for 99 cents. They're like an iridescent gem, and there's 96 pieces. These were the Park Lane, their store brand. I got one, I thought I bought 2 of these, but I guess I only got one in the blue, sort of a sunburst flower. I thought they'd be nice for 4th of July and Memorial Day too. And I got one embossing folder for $2, which I do remember buying some from like cheapscrapbook.com and stuff and even AC Moore in the past, and they were no more than $2 at that time or $3 at the most. This is not a 3D one, and they only had about 5 ones left, and other ones were all big circles, medium circles, or stripes, which I didn't want. But this is a little leafy one, and I thought it cute all over print, so I will use that. And these, they had a few more of these. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can use these on cards or ephemera or whatever. They are stickers, and they were half off, only half off. So I only got one. If they have more and they're 60 or 70% off, maybe I'll get another one when I go back in May, which is only a few days away. And I don't want to wait till late in May because they might be closed. And the rest of the stuff I got, other than the paper, which actually I'll show you the paper now. I got several. They didn't have a lot that I wanted or needed. So they had quite a bit of this page, which I love. It's like music notes and stuff. I was looking for, I think Penny got one that looks like postcards, and I don't know if she got that at JoAnn's or if she got it at Hobby Lobby. I can't remember. And they had only one that looked like this. Believe me, I looked. This was mixed in with these, so I looked through the whole stack of paper like this. This was the only one of these left. They're all American crafts, so this has a vintage look music paper. And now looking at it, no, I was gonna say it's all Christmas, but it's not. There is some "Oh Little Town of Bethlehem," "Silent Night, Holy Night." Yeah, a lot of it is "Angels We Have Heard on High," "Stars of Glory." I don't remember that one. That's a couple of them in here, so that's more Christmassy, but you know, it won't be when I cut it up. And the only other one I got was this cute little candy cane paper and this pink butterfly paper. And these were 32 cents each. I don't remember what they were originally. Let me see. Originally 79 each. These were 60% off. So 32 cents, which was good, but and just be aware, you have to walk around the whole store because I found a whole nother rack of paper. It didn't have anything in it I wanted, but in the very front of the store, which I think was more reduced, and then in the Papercraft area where I got these, it was the 60% off the loose paper. Um, yeah, like I said, no paper pads, Tim Holtz stuff wiped out except for one pack of something and not anything I wanted. I think it was like little glass bottles or something. They had a lot of Cricut, um, like vinyl and stuff like that, which I don't have a Cricut, so I didn't get any of that. Yeah, that's about it. So that's my little JoAnn's haul. I ended up spending, I wanted to only spend like $20 and I spent 50. So I got all, oh, I didn't show you the beads. Hang on. Forgot about that. Sorry. They're on my lap here. I got chain. This is 6 feet, 72 inches. Again, it was, I think this was only 40% off. Hang on, or chain. Hang on. The beads I got were 70% off. I don't see the chain. Oh, here. It was 40% off. $3.99 down to $2.39. But that's still a pretty good price. This is now this packaging doesn't say silver plated, but the receipt says it's silver plated and that it's steel. It's pretty weighty and I like cable chain. They had some other ones, but I didn't get them. And I fortunately found a few strands left of this sodalite stone bead. These were 70% off, regularly $10.99 down to $3.30. And I grabbed them because I didn't think they'd be there the next time. I love, they have a look like lapis, but they're sodalite, which is also a very nice stone. So I got 2 of those and one of this shell for $2.70, regularly $8.99, which that price to me sounds ridiculous for shell. But anyway, Yeah, very pretty, shimmery, and I can use them together. And then these are for all the jewelry stuff is going in my Dahlia Designs jewelry business, so for the other channel. And these were $7.99 for these. I've gotten these type of beads in the Jesse James bead mix that is in the Softflex kit sometimes, and this color, this teal color, and this type of bead is beautiful. These are glass beads. It says glass beads. So really pretty. And that's it. That's my haul. So not a huge one. And like I said, the most expensive thing I got, which took up, quite a bit of my budget there, was this. So these alone, this was $11.99 and these were $3 each. So that was my $20 budget basically right there. And all the rest of this was the other 30, is that right? It came out to $50.24 plus state tax of $2.16. So $52.40 and I paid cash. And it says I saved $88.03. So yeah, not as good a bargain as I would have liked. And if I go back, I probably will have like a $20 budget again. I don't know. We'll see. I think I might want to get that butterfly fabric to go with this, but I will be sharing some of these too, because I honestly have enough stuff. These I don't know if I'll share. I'm sorry. And these, I think these and the little buttons, wherever here they are, will be for like 4th of July, and even maybe some of this blue and red fabric strip. They can be for, patriotic holidays here in the U.S. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and that's it for now. I'll talk to you again soon. Hugs, love, and peace.